Mm. And welcoming you now to Gentle Yoga as we get started in our seated postures. Just finding a way to sit that accommodates your body this morning, right? If you need a little bit of support, sitting up on the edge of a block. If you would feel more comfortable reclining, that's always an option. As we get started, I'd like to invite you to place a hand on the heart and a hand on the belly, gathering yourself in this moment and beginning to observe the shape change of your breath, following this beautiful gift that we're given, the ability to breathe. This is the best tool I know for so many things. For anxiety, for managing stress, just resetting the nervous system. And just developing that deeper layer of awareness. So seeing if you can follow your breath for 5 breaths in a row, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. In through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. That's good. Taking those breaths together. Just arriving in whatever state you're in. Good. And then maybe transferring the hands to just the belly for a moment. Placing both hands on the belly and just reminding you about this beautiful diaphragm muscle that sits just below the rib cage and separates the upper chest cavity from the lower abdomen. And it's shaped in a dome. And when we breathe in, this diaphragm muscle contracts downward. And we breathe out and it slowly comes back into this little umbrella shape. So as you breathe in, see if you can allow the belly to expand, to allow this space, right, for the diaphragm to get a little bit lower. And then as you breathe out, just naturally allowing that breath to release fully. So we're taking some deeper belly breaths, breathing in and allowing the belly to expand and be soft, and breathing out, just letting things come back to where a neutral. So when we breathe in a little bit deeper like this, there are other benefits, such as helping the lymph fluid travel from the lower part of the body to the upper part of the body back to the heart, right? So there's this thoracic duct that goes between these cavities that, this pulsing movement of the diaphragm is slowly massaging the lymph fluid from the lower extremities back to the heart. So you're doing so many good things when you're doing this deeper breathing, right? So seeing if maybe you could just explore 1 or 2 more soft, deep belly breaths, right? Just letting the breath expand into the belly without pushing it out forcefully. So we're not pushing anything out. We're just allowing that belly to fill up and maybe feeling the breath go down a little bit deeper and lower. All right, guys. It might take a little while to kind of get used to that sensation. So we'll come back to that at the end of our session today. Let's go ahead and just start moving a little bit right away. So you're going to come onto your hands and knees. If you're somebody who, would benefit from some support, some padding under the knees or holding onto your blocks, right? You might need to hold on to blocks. That's fine. So you're just going to go ahead and take some gentle movements of the spine, rounding and arching the back. Right, so just rounding and arching the back, and I'm using blocks today, but you could have the hands resting on the earth. Right, just rounding and arching the back at your own pace. Seeing if you can breathe in, and as you breathe in and arch the back, allow that belly to be soft, right? So really letting the belly fill up with air. It's a very different thing from what we're used to. We're used to squeezing the belly in all the time. Maybe make one more round with me. That's good. And then we're going to slowly extend that right leg out all the way behind you. Toe on the earth, rock forward, rock back. And then lifting that right heel up and seeing how it would feel to cross it off the left edge of your mat. Take a peek over the left shoulder and breathe into the right side body. Kind of imagine that right side body is like an accordion bellow, opening and closing with the breath. And then as you're ready, slowly switching sides, left leg long, rock forward, rock back. And then cross the foot off the right edge of your mat. Take a peek over the right shoulder. That's good, both Judy's. And breathing into the left side body, filling up the bellows. Good, releasing back to center. I'm gonna take a child's pose. If this is available to you, you might bring some space between the knees, sit back on the heels, give yourself some support underneath the torso or head if need be, right? Or lay the forehead all the way down on the earth. Seeing if you can lay your forehead down all the way down onto the earth for child's pose. Right? This pose, there's no other better pose for grounding. Right, so staying down in that child's pose for 3 breaths and seeing if you can notice the breath at the back of the body, all the places the breath can go. Right, that's going to be my new book, Waltz, The Places the Breath Can Go. So feeling that, and maybe setting that little promise to yourself for how you want the rest of your class to go today. Nice and easy, or you want to push yourself. And then as you're ready, slowly coming back up. That's good, Larry. You'll tuck your toes under and lift your hips and see how it would feel to practice your first downward facing dog. Right, so coming to your upside down V shape, making any modifications for this, right? If you need to practice on a chair or on a wall instead. Maybe you pedal out the feet, bending one knee at a time. Good, and then taking a peek at your hands, bending the knees, and taking some slow steps to the top of your mat. Coming up halfway and resetting here with a lot of space between the feet. Taking care that if you have low back pain or you get dizzy easily, you might stay lifted in this posture, right? Or you might begin to ragdoll forward fold, grabbing onto opposite elbows and letting the head hang. See if you can let go of holding the head up. Yeah, that's good, Ted. Just breathing here and maybe allowing the breath to come out of the mouth with a little bit of a sigh. Letting go of this whole year or 15 months that we've had, letting go of that. And then when you're ready, slow walk yourself up. All right, guys, not much time on our hands and knees today because I wanted to share lots of fun standing stuff with you this morning. So go ahead and reset anything you might need to reset. Take your sip of water and we'll dive right in. All right. So let's go ahead by taking a stance that is a little wider than hip distance. I'll bring my arms out to the sides with the palms facing down. And I'm just going to make some arm circles here. And as I make these arm circles, I'm going to think about hugging the muscles along the bone, right? So I'm kind of more active in the upper arms, rooting down through the feet and just breathing. You could go as slowly or as quickly as you like. How would it feel to go in the other direction? Arm circles in the other direction. Good. And then we're taking the palms to face forward. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Take a little torso twist to the right and flow back to center. Inhaling. Exhale, twisting to the left. So you're just kind of flowing, but with control. With control. And we're getting a nice little twist to the torso here. And of course, the effort of keeping the arms lifted is useful. So flowing in our torso twists. Good. And then as you come back to center, we'll go ahead and give yourself a hug, one elbow on top. Maybe the elbows can stack one on top of each other, right? If that doesn't feel doable, making the hug be whatever you want it to be. See how it would feel to tuck the chin and breathe into that upper shoulders, neck area. Good. And then inhale, open wide. Take the other elbow on top. That's good, Larry. And tucking the chin, breathing here, being here for yourself in this moment. Good. Opening wide. And then let's go ahead and grab one of the blocks. I hope you have blocks today. Grabbing one of the blocks. And I'm just going to press the blocks between my hands. And so if you're, caring for your shoulders today, I know, Nell, you had said you were kind of nursing something. So just taking care here and modifying as need be. So maybe just a light press of the block. I'm going to bring my feet together, knees together, and lift my block up. So I'm this one long line, right? Lifting my block up, one long line, pushing down through my feet and lifting up through the fingertips, getting as tall as you possibly can. Big breath in. Exhale, little side bend to the right, right? And as I side bend, I'm trying to lift my block a little higher, lifting the block a little higher and grounding down through the tree trunk that is my legs. Coming back to center. That's a huge stretch, guys. Nice job. Other side. Seeing if you can lengthen and lift that block a little higher away from the body. And release back to center. Good. I'll bring my block down and squeeze it at my heart level. And take a bend to my knees. And bring my hips back a little bit. So I'm in a modified chair pose. If you feel tender in the low back, like I do, you might engage the core a little bit by drawing the belly button back towards the spine. Now we're going to inhale and come back up and lengthen the arms overhead like we had them before. Feet together, knees together. Breath in. Exhale, bending to the right. Maybe you go a little farther this time, right? Care is taken that you're not really moving the head. We're not really moving the head around too much. Inhale, center. That's good, Walt. Exhale to the other side. A little light pressure on the block. Beautiful. And resetting to center, block at heart level, little light pressure on the block. And I'm coming back to my chair pose. Shifting the hips back, weight in the heels. That's good, Deb. And then a little light pressure of that belly towards the spine. Knees together, feet together. That's good, Larry. Vicky. Good. I'm going to go make a cup of coffee. You guys just stay right here. Just kidding. All right, come on up, nice and slow. And then let's go ahead and take the block into the more narrow setting. And I'm just going to push the block from side to side, really gently, right, Judy? So I am trying to get a little bit of pressure into the hands so that I can bring some of that juicy synovial fluid into my wrist joints. Good. And then taking a peek and seeing, is there any part of my hand that is lifting up off the block? Is there like that one little joint that's coming off? Can I push my hands a little bit with a little bit more effort into the block? And one more time, go back and forth for the wrist stretch. Good. All right, guys. Let's try our side bend one more time. Feet together, knees together, and keeping this kind of pressure on the block. Now we're at a little bit of a more narrow stance. So inhale the arms up. It could be a little bit more challenging, the shoulders. If you want to go back to the thicker setting of the block, you can. Okay, so slowly bending to the right side. I'm taking the shape of, a comma or a semicolon. A crescent moon, and that is the name of this pose. Coming back to center, inhaling, exhaling to the other side. So side body work today feels much needed. Inhale to center, block at heart level, come back to your chair pose. Bringing the hips back, right? Weight can come more into the heels. And then tucking that belly towards the spine and pushing the hands into the block. So this is one of those postures of pure strengthening. You can feel a lot happening here. All right, guys, nice. Come on out of it. And let's go ahead and take the block to the side, roll your wrists, grab a drink of water, shake the hands out, whatever you need. Whatever you need. All right. Ted is wearing his Navy shirt today. Go Navy. I love it. And everybody can hear me okay, right? Thumbs up. All right. And on just a show of hands, energy level today from 1 to 10, 1 being Eeyore, 10 being Tigger. Okay, so where are we with energy today? All right. Ooh, going up to 9. Oh God, you guys, I think I'm gonna have a hard time keeping up with you. All right, nice. All right. So with that being said, my friends, let's go ahead and take a walk together. And with this walk, I'm gonna be opposite arm, opposite leg. Just kind of getting my psoas muscles that run along the inside of the hips and connect to the lumbar spine. Kind of getting them fired up a little bit fired up, and getting my breath, getting my heart rate up just a little bit. If you want to add a little layer of challenge, you could bring a little extra space between the feet and opposite elbow, opposite knee. Still keeping that breath going. Yeah, opposite elbow, opposite knee. There's a little crunch going on. A little crunching it in and out. Good. And maybe 3 or 4 more. Beautiful, guys. And then coming to the top of your mat, finding your warrior 1 foot shape. So right foot forward, left foot back at a little bit of an angle. I'll be bending into my right knee. See how it would feel to engage that left glute muscle, right? And then just like we did in our chair pose, pulling that belly button back towards the spine. From here, I'll hook my thumbs, inhale the arms up. If you need to practice another way for the arms, you can have the hands at heart center. And then today, because I'm feeling it, I might take a tiny bend to the right and stretch out that left side body. Only if you feel balanced enough to do this. Coming back to center. Hands to heart center. I'm going to hop the back foot forward a little bit just to shorten my stance. The hands at heart center, I'm just going to dip forward, bending over my right leg, and see if you can engage, both legs by lifting the kneecaps. So you're really grounding down through both feet. Maybe you go a little farther, right? Or maybe you stay where you are. That's great now. Really, really nice. Both legs are straight. Yeah, you'll get a lot more out of it that way, Deb. Beautiful. And then slow traveling back up. Let's see how it would feel to start to bring the weight into the right foot and just step up to that one-legged posture. And then come to your mountain pose. Nice, guys. Trying that all on the other side. Left foot forward, right foot back. Little bit of an angle. Bending and straightening into this front knee. Once you get settled, see if you can squeeze that right butt muscle and hook the opposite thumb on top than what you did last time. Arms rise up. Maybe it's a little nice wide base so that we can take that bend to the left and air out the right side body. Breath in, extending and reaching through those hands. Still engaging that right glute muscle, belly towards the spine. You really feel the psoas, or those hip flexors, getting a workout today, right? Hands to heart center. Hop the back foot forward a little bit to shorten the stance. Both legs straight. So that was my bad last time, Deb, not on you. Both legs are straight. You're going to take a breath in and start to fold over my left leg. Trying to keep a flat back. Pushing into the feet. Engaging both legs. Can you lift your kneecaps? Right? And then maybe you take a peek down at your left toe. Maybe you go a little bit deeper. Maybe you stay right where you are. That's good, Judy. You got it, Barb. And when you're ready, travel back up. I'll start to put the weight into my left foot and slowly lift my right leg up and hold a one-legged posture. If my body says yes. Good, and then we're releasing out of it nice and slow. All right, really nice, guys. So this deep breathing that we did at the beginning, the diaphragm is the muscle here, and then right behind it are these hip flexor muscles of the psoas. So the diaphragm and the psoas muscles are really interconnected. So when we're doing the deep breathing, that's great. When we're stretching and also strengthening the psoas muscle, that can also be supportive of deeper breathing. Right? So I have a little exercise I'd like us to try now that I've been doing on my own as a means to find more ways to practice without moving my head all around. And it's kind of more of like a ballet move, but I've been getting a great hip flexor workout with this. Also, it's a balance challenge. So we're going to bring the weight into the right foot. Maybe the hands come to heart center. I like to practice it this way. And then I'll lift my left knee up and then just start to touch down with the left toe and lift the knee up. Touch down, lift up, right? So as high as you can go with this knee. And as you come down, the toe is coming out a little bit from the body, not just straight down. And we want to do like a total of 10 of these. You can really feel this, right? You can really feel this starting to work the hip flexors and the balancing leg. So Barb, maybe you don't do as many, right? On the side, that's a little touch and go. And then from here, in order to stretch my left hip out, I'm going to come to my high lunge, right? So that left toe is coming back, all 10 toes to the top of your mat. All 10 toes, back heel lifted. Squeezing that left butt muscle. And now maybe the arms can reach out to the sides and just take a breath in, pulling the belly towards the spine. If it felt okay, you might take a little twist to the right. Little twist to the right, peek over the right shoulder. Maybe you can twist a little more, and you can imagine what's happening here with the psoas, that hip flexor muscle running up along inside the edge of your hip and to the lumbar spine, and then the diaphragm right above it. Coming back to center, hands to heart center, just like we did before, starting to put the weight in the right foot and slowly leaning forward and seeing if you can step to that one-legged posture for a moment. Nice, guys. And if you don't have it, you don't have it, and that's okay, right? This is a lot. Walk it out a little bit. Take that sip of water. Take the sip of water, and if you have something going on in your hip there, Deb, I want you to listen to your body, okay? Listen to your body. Thumbs up. Beautiful. Okay, so other side. So this is a lot. This is a lot on the hips. I'm going to start to put the weight into my left foot. I'll bring my hands to heart center. I'll channel my inner ballerina, right? As I'm just lifting this right knee up now and lengthening through the toe and seeing if I can, use those core muscles, use my breath. Many of you gave me the 8 or 9 energy level, so plowing ahead. Good. Starting to feel that. And then we'll move to the high lunge. That's awesome. Stepping the right foot back. All 10 toes to the top of the mat, back heel lifted. Right, so now I'm stretching the area I was just strengthening. Squeeze the right butt muscle. Belly towards the spine, arms reaching out to the sides. Being ready for whatever comes as we transition back to these more normal spaces. It's a lot. I'm realizing it's a lot. Take a breath in. As you exhale, maybe a little twist to the left. Maybe you can peek over that left shoulder and you can imagine all that chain of muscles working to keep you in this pose, and the breath is as integral as any of them, right? So breathing here. Slow travel back to center, hands to heart center, getting ready to step it up to that one-legged posture. Maybe it's a millisecond, that's fine. Yeah, good. Right? It's a lot, don't force it. And now we'll just come back and take a little hip rotation dance, lubricate the hips with a synovial fluid, right, if it feels okay. All right, and then we'll take our standing quad stretch, right? So just finding something to hold on to if you need it today. Placing the weight in the right foot, picking up that left leg, grabbing onto the pant leg, the ankle, the foot, whatever's available. Finding your breath, not forcing it if it feels too much. Good, and then switching sides. So just a standing quad stretch. Weight in that left foot, pick up the right leg. Give yourself a little stretch here. Breath in. That's good, Larry. Working on this dancer's pose. So nice. But we've already done a lot of balance and stuff with the hip flexor, so I'm just going for the quad stretch today, okay? Really beautifully done, guys. Let's come back and take a wide-legged posture. Taking that wide-legged posture. And maybe before we go anywhere with this, we take the hands on the belly and see if we can invite, 3 belly breaths here. Allowing the breath to descend. Very good. Maybe give your hips a little massage. Maybe make some hip circles. And then remembering that this area, right, the crease of the leg and the trunk, this hip crease, has a lot of lymph nodes right there. And you can, when you move this part of the body, you're also moving the lymph. So I'm reading a book called The Book of Lymph, and it's telling me all these amazing things that are just so supportive of our immune system health. More to come, guys, more to come. There's always more to come. So right toes to the right, left toe angles in. We're just gonna come to warrior two posture. And I might bend and straighten this front knee a few times, this right knee. And then I'll stay here, right? Maybe take a hand onto the belly, hand onto the low back or sacrum, and give myself this little reminder to pull the belly towards the spine. Good, so those hips point to the side of the mat. Good, and then I'm gonna extend my arms, unless you're already there, that's great, Larry and Vicky. Hugging the muscle along the bones in the arms and the legs, and peeking over that right hand. Peeking over that right hand. That's great, Ted. Big breath in, breath out. Holding your warrior two. Beautiful, Deb. Good. From here, I'll transition to reverse warrior. Flipping the right hand, reaching up towards the sky. Maybe the leg stays bent. Maybe I straighten the leg and reach back a little farther. And then I'm cartwheeling my way back to my warrior two into an extended side angle. So extended side angle, and I reach forward and bring my arm down. Maybe my arm is straight. Maybe I can come down onto the forearm while that left arm reaches up and over. Right, so up to you. If this leg feels really far away, you can even rest your hand on a block. But you guys are all there, so that's great. So you got the forearm across the thigh, and you could look straight ahead, or you could look a little bit up, but I'd like you to think about relaxed neck equals relaxed mind. That's good. Relax the neck. And then slow travel back up. That's a lot. All 10 toes to the side of the mat. Pretend you got that hula hoop on. And shimmy the hula hoop a little slowly. In the other direction. Just loosening. And then we'll take our warrior two on the other side. Left toes to the left. Angle the right foot in, bend into the left knee. Straighten and bend a few times. And then taking that hand onto the belly, hand onto the sacrum, give that reminder to kind of pull the belly towards the spine. And then as you're ready, arms reaching, turn the gaze over the left hand, right? So turning the gaze over the left hand. Yeah, that's good, Ted. Good change. Strong through the back leg, nice and straight and strong on that back leg. Good now. Finding your breath. Reaching a little farther back, Deb. Yeah, your torso comes back a little bit. It's hard to tell from the Zoom, but I think. And then we're flipping that left hand. Inhale, trace the ceiling. Got a little stretch in that left side body. Come on back down, warrior two. Breath in, breath out. And then we're reaching forward with the left arm and bringing it down across the left thigh. Right arm traveling up and over. Palm facing down. All right, so normally I go a little lower for this. I'm going to stay a little lifted today. You guys show me how it's done. Let me live vicariously through you in your extended side angle, right? So you got that forearm across the thigh. As you're ready, slow travel back up. Hands to the hips. All 10 toes towards the side of your mat. And maybe you heel toe the feet a little closer together. Taking a wide-legged forward fold at your own pace. Option to use a piece of furniture, right? Or let the hands slide down the legs. Right? Letting the hands slide down the legs. Fold forward. Fold forward. Maybe you let the head hang. Maybe you keep the head lifted. Holding in your wide-legged forward fold for 3 breaths. Inhale. Maybe you exhale through the mouth. And then as you're ready, slow travel back up. Taking one more little hip rotation dance. If you've just had enough of the hips, you can skip it. And then we'll just take one more standing posture here, the posture of balance beam. Feet together, knees together, tightrope walker arms, heel toe. Walk your way to the top of your mat. Challenge yourself by closing the eyes today if you would like. If you feel unsteady, keep the eyes open. Once you feel the top of the mat with the toes, you can take a walk to the back. That's good. Once you come to the back of the mat, walk one last time to the front of the mat. Maybe this time the hands are at heart center. See how that would feel. See if that impacts the way you experience your balance beam. And then once you get to the top, give yourself a little round of applause. Right, I'm gonna interlace my fingers. Like I've just won the big prize. And then push the palms away. Stretch the joints in the hands. And then if it's in your practice today, with the palm facing away, lift the arms up overhead. And taking one more little side bend, left and right at your own pace. And then I'll go ahead and roll my wrists, place my hands into my back pockets, imaginary back pockets. Never have I had a pair of leggings with back pockets. And coming into like a little modified standing camel pose. If you like, you could actually squeeze a block between the thighs for this. So squeezing a block between the thighs. This is another great psoas stretch and great for the to bring the spine into all directions today. Squeezing the elbows together, pushing the heart forward, lifting the heart. Maybe you lean back a little bit, but everything, the bottom half of your body is really engaged. And the work is in the upper back. Beautiful, guys. When you're ready, returning to standing. If you want one more, remember when I said there was only one more standing pose? I was completely lying. If you want one more chair pose, go for it. And if you're done, come to sit. And that's fine. I'm not going to judge you for that. All right, one more chair pose. You guys are awesome. And then when you're ready, come out of it. Take your block to the side and come to sit on the ground any way you'd like to get there. Come to sit down. Right, finding a way to sit that feels right for you. Actually, I'm going to bring my soles of my feet together. Allow the knees to drift apart. If it's needed, you might bring the hands behind the shoulders on the earth and lift the heart. Right? If you have a little more bandwidth here and can keep a flat back, you might reach forward. Feel okay? Nodding your head, yes. Good. All right, that's good, Judy B. Getting a little closer to me so I can see your beautiful face. All right. That's good, Ted. Seeing a little bit of a good shift in the openness of your hips since we started practicing together. Well done. Well done. All right, so extending the legs in front. Just kick them out. Seeing if you can really sit up tall here. All of the work you just did, strengthening your psoas muscles, right, is going to help with your Dandasana pose. What if this were the peak pose? You know, what if this were the hardest pose of our whole entire class? Sitting up tall, squeezing the legs together, allowing this openness across the chest. If you need support underneath, that's fine. Maybe you can just lightly touch down with the fingertips, pulling the belly towards the spine. Taking 3 breaths with me. Inhale, nose. Exhale, nose or mouth. Inhale, nose. Exhale, nose or mouth. Beautiful, Barbara. One more. Really nice. I'm going to just hug my right knee in. Still sitting up tall. Right, so Larry, you're going to twist in the opposite direction, okay, to keep that openness for your diaphragm. Otherwise, let's go ahead and take that twist to the right and hug the knee and take a peek over that right shoulder. Right, Larry, I'd like to see the opposite twist. Yeah, you're still going to get a lot out of that. And keeping everything open. And don't forget, the left leg stays engaged, right? So if that toe starts to flop to the side, see if you can bring it nice and upright. Squeezing the belly. Knowing that with the twists, we can help lubricate dried out discs. And we all have them. 100% of us have desiccated discs as we age. Coming back to center. Doesn't that sound nice? Left knee in. Strong through the right leg. I'm going to take that twist to the left or right for Larry. Peeking over that left shoulder. Seeing if I can sit up really tall. Right? So if you have the tendency to jut the chin forward, you know who you are. Seeing if you can lengthen the back of the neck, like take that little chin tuck. That's good, Ted. And peeking over that left shoulder, one more big breath in. Squeeze everything. And as you come back to neutral, right? Maybe you take the hands back to the belly And allow yourself the opportunity to breathe into the belly one more time in a seated posture. You could stay here in this seated posture and keep breathing into the belly, right? Or if you're ready to, you might lie on the back, right? So coming to lie on the back, if that's you, slowly finding your reclining posture with the knees bent. And you can rest your hands on the belly, and you can take some reclining belly breaths with me. That's good, Ted. You were good how you were. Perfect. And then from here, let's open the arms out to the sides. Bring a little extra space between the feet and wash the knees from side to side. Right? So you're still lying on your back, Ted. I'm doing it this way so I can watch you guys. Lots of space between the feet. That's good. Do you feel those hip flexor muscles just stretching out? And this will also help relax your breathing, right? Because it's connected to the diaphragm. All right, and then coming back to center, we'll take a back bending pose, bridge pose, or if you want, Larry, that reverse tabletop was really nice you were doing. You're gonna go ahead and come to robot arms. That's perfect now. Feet are hip distance apart, and you're pushing into the earth and lifting the hips up, right? So lift the hips up, right? So Ted, you're all the way on your back and lifting the hips up. Maybe interlace the fingers underneath the body if that's in your practice today. Good. Taking care that the knees stay straight out from the hips. See if you can take 3 breaths in through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. In through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. And one more. Inhale, maybe you release the hands and slowly set yourself back down on the earth, one vertebra at a time. One vertebra at a time. Beautiful, guys. Cross the right knee all the way over the left. Right knee over the left. Drop the knees over to the left side. Maybe you slide a block under there for support. Right arm reaching to the right. Allowing gravity to do all the work in your reclining spinal twist. That's good, Deb. Getting those things you need to support you now. Can you stay here for 5 breaths? Feeling the shape change of the breath in this different posture. Right? Seeing where the breath goes in your reclining twist. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. In through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. Traveling back to center, crossing the left knee all the way over the right. Allowing the knees now to drop over to the right side. Grabbing any support if you need it. Allowing that left arm to reach to the left. And letting yourself relax a little bit here and rest. Just letting gravity and time accomplish what we need to accomplish here. A gentle twist. And there's a little bit of good stretch for the psoas and the hips as well. beginning to let go of the practice. A strong practice today. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. Just a couple more breaths. That's good. And then when you're ready, slowly unfurling. Good, we'll take one more posture here. Option to find a chair or couch for legs up the couch or chair. Right. So you might just rest the feet up on the edge of the chair or couch, or you might just find blocks for this under the knees. And then coming to lie all the way on the back, maybe a little neck support if you need it. That's good, Deb. Scoot up towards the chair so you really have the support. And this is going to help heal your bruising as well, keeping that leg elevated. Great. Maybe just something under the knees, Judy B. And I like what you got going on, Judy. Yes, using your furniture. Perfect. So just letting the head rest back. Its head, if you want a pillow under that head, I think you might be more comfortable. The pillow under your head or a block. How about a block? He says no. He's a tough Navy guy, right? Don't need any pillows or blocks. So allowing yourself this opportunity to completely surrender any effort from the body. Starting with the feet and the legs. Feeling that support if you're using it. And just really letting go. Sometimes this is harder than the effort of a physical practice, the practice of letting go. That's good, Deb. Practicing a little pratyahara or sense withdrawal. She's put her eye pillow on. Take away the stimulus of light. Be able to travel a little deeper inward. And if you're upright like me, you can take that attention inward as well. Option to, stay in this legs up the couch or wall position, or come to a more traditional Savasana. Your choice if you want to stay here a little longer or you want to shift to another position. Really important that we take the time to wind down and allow all of the poses to integrate into the body. Now let's let go of effort in the jaw and the shoulders. Finding some easy breaths. Still in your Shavasana or legs up the couch for just a moment longer. Still resting here and seeing if you can invite in stillness and silence. And then gently bringing your awareness back to the sensation of your breath. Moving into the belly, ribs, back, everywhere. Allowing that breath to fill up the whole body. Beginning to bring some gentle movements back into the body. You might wiggle your fingers and toes, hug the knees in. Gently roll to one side if you're laying on the back. And then when you're ready, after giving yourself that hug of gratitude, coming to sit up tall. And if you're sitting and you want to give yourself a hug, go for it. Coming to sit up tall. Gaze is softly down, eyes or eyes are closed. And just taking a moment here, finding 3 breaths in a row. Joining me with hands at heart center. May all beings everywhere be free from pain and suffering. And may our thoughts, words, and actions in some way contribute to their freedom and happiness. Let's join each other in the creation of 1 Om and 3 Shantis. Shanti means peace. So sending this vibration out into the world or into 2 specific people you would like it to reach. Breathing in for Om and 3 Shantis. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And thanking you so much for your practice today. Namaste. Have a great rest of your day, guys.